I'm here playing Steelrising. I'm trying it again to show a friend. I really do love this game. This game is super underrated and needs a lot more love. Although weirdly, most of the British people have English accents. Several games have done that for some reason.
Oh, pardon. You know, actually, I think I'm in no mood for games right now.
They'll use French expressions, but they speak with English accents.
How much longer are we to be kept here? Will we just simply watch as Paris burns from afar?
The rabble are rioting. This is the price to be paid for spoiling the masses.
You don't understand, Gabrielle. The king sent us here long before the city went up in flames. He knew what was about to transpire. I think he is somehow involved in these events.
Oh, come now, Marie. True, he can be misguided and somewhat short-tempered at times, but he's no Nero.
Then why have we been given no news for so long? Les enfants, Gabrielle. The children.
They'll soon be out of harm's way. I am most certain of it. Monsieur Cléry will take good care of them. For now, at least, we are safe.
Safe? Vraiment? Where are the Chateau guards?
We are still protected. The king just preferred to use a different sort of guard.
Guards? Or jailers? They won't even let us leave this room, Gabrielle. The king, he has lost his mind to grief. First our darling, Sophie. Then our beloved son. My poor sweet angel. They didn't let me say goodbye. I wasn't even allowed to see him. C'est vrai. Something inside me is crying out. Telling me he's still of this world at times. I think I hear him calling to me. I'm so afraid.
What do you fear, my queen?
Everything. Everything horrifies me. The king's wrath. His army of indefatigable automats that Monsieur de Vaucanson has built for him. The charlatans who advise him, who are now more powerful than ministers. What happened to my son? What will happen to the children that God has deigned to leave in my care?
I won't let any harm come to them. This I promise you.
But how? Do you not see that we're prisoners here?
All is not lost. You forget about the one automat that is not hostile to us. This new bodyguard of yours.
Aegis. And yeah, you had to play a girl. You have customization in how you play, but yeah. bodyguard. You see, starting class is soldier, dancer. I typically go with dancer to start out with, because a dex.
This machine that is now somehow able to speak and understand what we say to it. C'est terrifiant.
Yes, but it is loyal to you.
And Aegis starts out kind of monotone, and she becomes more human as the game progresses.
If it managed to escape the chateau, it could be your eyes and ears in Paris.
They do a really good job with Aegis.
Chance the other automats were to go after it?
You won't attempt anything foolish. I cannot lose you, Gabrielle. Not now.
Yeah. There is definitely some overlaps here, but it's also different.
Aegis?
Madame.
The king must be stopped.
The very kingdom is at stake.
Go and find Vaucanson at his...
They definitely kind of scratch the same itch, but they go about it in different ways with different settings. You'll see what I mean.
Automats. And perhaps he will know something about the death of my son.
How am I to leave the chateau grounds, Madame?
Go to the riverbank, at the far side of the grounds. From there you can take a boat to Paris.
You wanted to find Vaucanson? Vraiment? What if he is the one who is responsible for this unrest?
What Vaucanson has done, ma chère, only Vaucanson can undo.
This game has a beautiful art style. Well, right now I'm playing in resolution mode, switch to performance. Mostly solid 60, but just small dips. And even her animations are designed to feel like a marionette dancer. This weapon kind of sucks, but you can get another one very quickly. I still chose this class because it has the stats I favor. And you can jump, and there's like grappling hook, and it has very Metroidvania-esque thing where you go back to areas with new tools. Maybe. This, somewhat, but actually this game is on the easier side. It's not, like, so easy, it still is a Souls-like, but if I had to rank it, it would be on the easier side. And you can play with the full assist easy mode. That makes this game truly easy. It's optional, but yeah. So if you really don't want any challenge, you don't have to. I think it disqualifies you from certain trophies, though. But even on normal, this is hardly anywhere up there with a lot of them. Yeah, you have a thing called rapid. I'll show you what I mean. Give me a second. This game has a mechanic that's very similar to kind of like key gathering, but not, where when you lower your stamina, you can replenish it by instantly using your cooling, but if you do too much, you'll be frozen solid. So, like, literally, if you do it well, you can use up all your stamina, then instantly replenish it, then use up your stamina, but if you overdo it and abuse it, you'll be stuck frozen until you thaw out, because it's her emergency cooling. So it's a kind of interesting system to play around with. And you also can't mash the button either. You have to do it at the right time to refill all of her stamina. And you can actually, it's a really cool touch. Yeah, I haven't played Returnal. I need to one of these days. I don't normally play roguelikes. That's why. You can see that back of her thing is where she heats up. As her stamina empties, you can literally see it heat up. Super cool touch. And this game's graphics aren't anything amazing, but they are nice. They have a very good aesthetic, and there are times when it blows me away. Like, you'll see what I mean. There's a part where you climb this tower and see, like, a skyline of Paris. I was like, wow, this looks really fucking good. This game also has fucking huge regions. I think there's only, like, 5 or 6 areas in this game. Because they're not just tiny areas. They're, like, huge districts of Paris. So they're really big. It's not open world like Elden Ring, but they're not tiny either. Like, you're literally just like Luxembourg. It's just a region in the game. Big ass city district. And so you have upgrades, stats. You have slots you can fit shit in. Different weapons. You use a barrette because it's oil. Clever alternative. Hold on. Oh, that's right. I have the hot fans. Those are better than the ones I currently got. They have better attacks. This weapon kind of sucks. Like I said, I will get a better one before I even leave this region. Yeah, sorry. I said this weapon is eh. But I'll get better before I even leave here. I picked this class because of stats. Match up with what I want. And yeah, you can do the awesome fucking drop kick, man. Yeah, see? There's that right there is better. Like the other one just had like a shield thing. Yeah. The Lord of the Manor. But you see what I mean when I say like the combat and stuff is meant to feel like a marionette doll. That's what she was repurposed to be. Or repurposed from, to be Aegis. And she gets some really snazzy outfits. I think I actually have a different... Yeah. Here we go. Looking spiffy. Oh, that's for her some of her guns and shit. We'll use cannonball.
The Swiss guard, killed by the automats that replaced them.
And boss fight. Well, mini boss. Not like a full boss, but yeah. Damn it. I was low on health anyway. I'll get through it. Aegis is broken. Oh, that's right. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, sorry, I get a stretch. Give me 1 second. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Damn it. I don't really like the fans. Yeah! Oh, excuse me? You have to unlock the slots with the keys. This game is also way more athletic than Lies of P, because you can jump, freely jump, and do air attacks, and they also have like grappling hook you can use to pull yourself. So this game has a lot more of that. See, you have guns. Uses guns, so that's what the buckshot's for. You can do an entirely guns build if you want. Or use it as a supplement to like freeze enemies. Or do other elemental damage. I just got a musket. What happened, man? Oh, it sucks, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. You just basically proved yourself, proved the guy right. I hate people who do that. It's a privilege for people to watch you. It's not a fucking right. Ugh. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, they do. Oh, God, I gotta creak my back. Apologies. Oh. No, it's fine, man. I have back problems regardless, trust me. But yeah, what I meant, one of the things I was saying is, this game is not, the graphics aren't like insanely good, but they have a good aesthetic, and there are times when it just wows you. Like, this is what I'm talking about right here. It pans over to like a wide shot of Paris, and it really impressed me how good it looks. You're about to see exactly what I mean.
The riverbank is just beyond this wood.
Well, a little bit after here, my apologies. And I got a better weapon. You can kind of... Yeah. You can basically have, like, Waldo claws. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's basically like you're fucking using Waldo's claws. And it's cool because you can parry with them. Every weapon has a special ability in the left trigger. Yeah, this part is harder for me. One of the hardest parts of the game for me, actually. Just because I don't, the weapons I have are not my type that you normally use. Once I get it, my toolkit, it's a lot easier, honestly. Damn it. What's up, bitch? Soon though, I'll get a better weapon. One of my weapons the game I really like, so. Here we go. Yeah! Now we're cooking with gas. So they say like these doors, you can't open these at first, but later on you can learn an ability to kick them down. It's part of the Metrovania aspect as well as a grappling hook, stuff like that, so. And now I can increase my barrette to 3 uses instead of 2. Okay. And this is just the starting region. It's kind of small. It gets a lot bigger. Some of these regions are fucking enormous. About to have the first real boss fight though. Zip here!
This boat will take me to Paris.
Yeah! Well, what better nemesis to a robot? Fuck, almost. I'm still a bit rusty. But yeah, this game is great. This game is one of the best Souls-likes out there, and it really sucks that I almost never hear anyone mention this game ever. Yeah. Oh yeah! And later on you return here from the start, but it's nighttime, and you can fully explore the area, and it's way harder. So it's like the whole, oh, we return to the beginning area. But now they, you know, kid gloves are off. Game also has a fucking awesome soundtrack. It also has a much more in-your-face story. At the named protagonist that speaks, there's tons of optional conversations. This is on the much heavier story side of things. Les Invalides. Here in a minute is where you're going to see the part I was talking about, where it shows you the skyline of Paris. It's like, oh my god, it's so pretty. I see here, right here, like that is an amazing fucking vista. And you explore much of Paris in this game. It's not like one-to-one scale, but it's pretty big. So there's only a couple areas in this game, but they're huge districts of Paris. Real fucking districts, like Luxembourg, Versailles. Which is like the suburbs of Paris, but you get it. No, you don't. And these areas are so large that they're split up into multiple areas that are each big enough to be an area. You also have a compass you can use. It doesn't give you a map, but it does show you, here's the way to your next objective. So it's like an optional thing if you need, which is always helpful. You have to keep on it in the menu, but yeah, it can be helpful just to see what direction you're supposed to be going. God, I love that spin attack. I really do. And you can, on PS5 at least, it has the standard mode, it's frame rate mode, resolution mode, and then favorite graphic quality, which is like 30, but it seriously bumps up the draw distance, increases the foliage, stuff like that. See, better shadowing, better lighting. So it's cool that it has a bunch of different modes. I usually do frame rate mode, but it's still cool to fuck around with. And then they give you lots of options. And it's mostly stable 60. You might get a couple of dips here and there, but for the most part, it is rock solid performance, which is all you could really ask for. They said this game might not set the world ablaze, but it runs good and it has a unique art style. And, you know, it's very pretty. So I think the whole Gothic, Victorian France, you know, thing fits the Souls-like genre to a T. God, I hate these guys. Fuck. They are a bitch.
I will only be able to locate Monsieur de Vaucanson's workshop from an elevated position.
And you can also use the grappling hook on enemies. Once you get it, you can use it to grapple to enemies. So, the upgrades serve a dual purpose. And like the same kick I was talking about, the kick down doors, you can use to slam, like Spartan kick enemies. So it's kind of got more of a Metroidvania element where you actually gain new abilities that you can then use in combat and stuff to access the locked off areas. Which is also not something you see in a lot of these games. Normally progression is like tied to keys and stuff, not to actually like getting new abilities. Oh, finally. God, I hate those guys. They're super tanky and their attacks are fucking annoying. Thankfully, they don't pop up all the time, but they're super annoying when they do. And this game does a good job of having, like, darkness and creepy stuff around beautiful districts of the city. So... you get a headquarters where you hang out with like real historical figures. God, I hate these fuckers. Thankfully, they're not like throughout the whole game you're having to deal with them. And it gets better once you get a good kit and you get more abilities, so... like I said, this is not what I would call one of the harder ones. And with the easy mode, it actually is pretty approachable to newcomers, I'd say. Because you can just straight up make it way, way, way fucking easier with assist mode. So for all the people bitching, where's the easy mode? There you go, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Fuck, I'm probably gonna die. Unless I can clutch this. Ah, shit. Oh well. It's fine. Like I said, it gets a lot easier as you progress. For me, the hardest part of this game is the beginning, because you don't have like a proper toolkit. Once you get better weapons, upgrade your weapons. Yeah. Ah. Fuckers. Well, at least I got her. And these areas have tons of secrets and side quests, so... And, you know, it takes a little bit to get used to the combat, because the animations are kind of meant to be dancer-like. But it does give the battles kind of a flow to them that they wouldn't have otherwise. Which kind of fits the whole theme of a marionette dancer, which is her whole like point of this game. Fuck. And props to this game for also allowing you to see where your fucking essence is. God, I wish more games let you fucking do that. I mean, Elden Ring does because it's a bigger map, but still. Like, that should just be standard, okay? It'd be really easy to lose your way. Where am I supposed to go? And if you're like such a purist that you don't want instructions, you can just turn it off. You don't have to use the compass. It's just nice to have like a direction. Go this way. Even Elden Ring does that with the fucking, you know, Path of Grace, so. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. Module slots, weapons. Oh yeah, that's right. Upgrade your shit from the actual menu. There's no yeah. Let's see. I need a bronze ingot though, so that'll be let's get a bronze ingot. Let me see attributes, agility, durability. Upgrade a little bit. Yep, there we go. Oh wait, okay, I have fucking souls, or this game's version of souls. I also like how when you use an item, she turns her hand around and slams it into her back. Very mechanical. Longevity. And you get much better stuff as you progress. The modules, they're like runes almost. Alright, now that I've leveled up some, let's try to do this. And if you can nail it, man, that fucking spin attack just decimates enemies. It's fantastic. God, those fuckers get on my nerves. They're so tanky. Like I said, thankfully they're not like a hassle throughout the whole fucking game. Otherwise, they would annoy me. There's a bunch of them in this area, and then there's some occasionally, but not like anything major. What's up, brah? What's up, brah? You want some of this? I can spin too, bro. Whirly, whirly. Ah. There we go. Now I'm doing better, getting more into the swing of things. But like I said, this game is not perfect. It has flaws. It's clearly lower budget. You can tell it's lower budget. But it's really unique. It does its own thing. It's got a unique vibe, unique atmosphere, unique mechanics, and a lot of heart where it counts. And I'm a big fan of the French city in this setting. Oh yeah, the fire chain. I forgot about that. You can also get like a kind of cool fire chain thing. Spinning chain. That you can light up. That's his special ability, is lighting it. This game has some really cool, weird weapons to play around with. And the mixture of Metroidvania elements, I also think jives pretty well with what they got going on here. What they're trying to do. And I can take this way. Back to the start. Shortcut. Oh, yeah. Because I'm about to get into a fucking throwdown. Okay, let's do it. And this game has a really, really great story. That actually wound up making me kind of emotional by the end of it. It goes in some really unexpected directions. And even kind of makes you care for the bad guy. And see his point of view. And once you get into it and get into the flow, the dancing does have like a, or not the dancing, I'm sorry, the fighting does have a kind of dancing, smooth emotion to it that's unique. Kind of gives a unique quality that you don't see in a lot of these games and fits the aesthetic. It just takes some time getting used to the animations. You can't just smash the buttons, you have to lean into her flow. And I like how it's like, they use real history, real historical figures, but it's an alternate form of history. So it's this mixture of accurate and not accurate. Yeah. But you see what I mean. The way she does and spins and shit, it's not just standard slash. She moves and spins and pirouettes like a dancer. So you have to get used to those animations, but it does give it kind of like a dance of death quality, and it's unique. So when you combine that with the real world historical focus, the in-your-face history, the Metroidvania aspects, this game has a lot going for it. And this game is made by Spiders. We did Bound by Flame, the Technomancer, and they made games that had a lot of heart, but never landed. You know what I mean? They were rough, they were there. You could see the potential was there. That they could be great. But it wasn't. In the same year, they did this game and Greedfall. And like when they did this game in Greedfall, both of these games elevated spiders to another level, and people started paying attention. Like, man, Greedfall is pretty fucking good, and then this game is pretty good too. So like you could see, because they're a very, very, very small studio. You know what I mean? See them coming up, honing their craft, getting better, and they got to a point where they started to get really fucking good when they released Steel Rising and Greedfall. And now Greedfall 2 is supposed to come out this year. Looks really fucking awesome. And I think they're working on a sequel to this too, and I cannot wait, because this game is good, but I would love to see what they do with the sequel. With more money and the experience of making this behind them, because they just rough around the edges. They never made a Souls like this before. But this game has so much heart and good parts around it, man, that I would love to see what they could do with the sequel going forward. Or just like a similar Souls like. It doesn't have to exactly be the exact same setting, but taking this formula and expanding it, because there's so many different things it could do. Especially now that they have the idea of alternate history. You know what I'm saying? So I love shit like that. Here we go, see? Oh, that's right, you have to... There's a way to get up here, if I'm not mistaken. That was my mistake. Oh, yeah, I have to jump on the... Yeah, okay, my bad. I'm just not used to thinking like that. Yeah! And some people didn't like this game because you have to play as a girl, which I understand partially why that upsets people. They want to be able to play their gender, but I don't care. She's well written, and the reason why they have her be a girl is a very specific reason, because she's meant to be a marionette dancer. She was meant to be a large-scale version of a marionette dancer. And they didn't make male versions of those dolls. In French culture, they were female. You know what I'm saying? So, and she's not a blank slate character. You know what I mean? She's a defined, named character with a purposeful role in the story. And her backstory comes into play. Like, they go really in-depth with her backstory. And that's kind of the Liza P influence. She is very mechanical at the beginning. But she starts becoming more and more human as the game goes, and you start figuring out how she got into this mess and who she was, where she comes from. And it's actually really fucking cool and emotional. The end of this game made me cry. Like I said, it's not often that the game affects me. The end of this game really got to me. And it's kind of beautiful how they do it. And you explore the whole city and the suburbs. So, but I almost never hear anyone mention this game fucking ever. And they even made it a PlayStation Plus game. I'm not sure, is it on PlayStation Plus still? But it was. And still nobody fucking played it. Yeah, well, I appreciate it. For some people, my opinion means diddly dick. But I've played a lot of Souls-like games. A lot. As I'm sure you're aware. And this has got to be one of the best. It's a little bit rough around the edges, has some faults here and there, but man, it's got heart where it counts. And the fact that they tried to do something unique, the alternate history, the French Revolution, the pirouette dancing, the Metroidvania, means I'm willing to forgive it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you never hear of this, and they put it on fucking PlayStation Plus. And also, because you can kind of see where this game is not derivative of Lies of P. I mean, it would be impossible for it to be derivative. This game came out in 2022, a year before. You can see how there's like an overlap in Lies of P, the kind of gothic setting with automatons, the character gradually awakening and becoming more human, and stuff like that. But they do go about it in different ways. But you can see the overlap. It kind of scratches that itch similarly. And I love this game, and I really do hope that more people become aware of this game. I mean, they put it on fucking PlayStation Plus, made it like a free game everybody could try, and still nobody tried it. I don't think it was a failure, though. They made this game on a smaller budget. Oh, oh, that's crazy. Well, maybe you'll give it a chance now, because it's worth it. This game was a failure, though. That's the good thing. They made this game on a pretty small budget. So this game may not have set the world afire, but according to Spiders, it did make a profit. So at least there's that. So there is hope for a future installment. It did make the money. It wasn't a failure. But this game is when I took major notice of Spiders, because they delivered this game and Greedfall in the same year. And I don't know if you've played Greedfall, but Greedfall is also really fucking good. Greedfall is like they made a type of game like BioWare used to make. You know, like Dragon Age Origins, the type of like classic BioWare game. It feels like that, but a modern game. Like the type of games that BioWare used to make. And it's this really cool mixture of like colonialism and magic, because it's like set in this world that's based off of like the Renaissance and all that, colonial times, 17th century, but there's a plague that is killing the world. It's like a mystical version of the Black Death. And there's this island they find called Tir-Fadi, and it's this island that is like based off of Celtic culture, and it has a cure to the plague. So it's got like this new world vibe of colonialists going to settle in a place, except instead of Americans settling America from the Indians, it's like this Victorian clashing with this Scottish fae culture with fairies and shit. Like, when I say fairies, I mean like the Irish version of fairies, like the mean motherfuckers you don't want to cross, not like Tinkerbell. So it's a really cool clash of Victorian and Irish culture. And actually like good Irish culture that's accurate, probably more accurate than most games I've seen. And it's like a BioWare game in that you have to pick factions and choose the ending, and there's branching paths and characters you romance and get to. It feels like the type of games that BioWare used to make, but stopped. But really fucking good. And it's got like a Celtic atmosphere with beautiful like Irish-inspired names and scenery, but also you have Victorian cities from the settlers. Greedfall's fucking dope. So they released Steelrising and Greedfall in about the same time, and I had always heard of Spiders because they did the Styx games and Bound by Flame, but they never did anything that really grabbed me. But I played this in Greedfall, and I'm like, man, these are fucking good. And it's like, this is where they started to really grab my attention. Oh, God. Thankfully, I will say this. These fuckers can hurt each other. That's what you think, oh my god, there's two of them. But you actually can't get them to kill each other, so that kind of balances it out. Because otherwise, I'd be like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Ah, damn it. Oh well, it's not a big deal. Greedfall is also really, really fantastic. So, you know, and I have to really admire it. Because they were basically kind of honing their craft for years. They were releasing games that had a lot of heart, but they just didn't quite stick the landing. and they built it up, they got their craft, and then they escalated to the point where it's like, okay, now you have my attention. This is some good shit. And, you know, I'm really excited for Greedfall 2. Because it looks like they're stepping their game up again. And Greedfall was an unexpected success. It was their best-selling game to date. So they were able to take a lot of that money and invest to make Greedfall 2 much bigger scale than their previous games. And that was also part of the problem. They were hampered by budget. They have very ambitious goals and games, but they had a very, very, very small budgets. And that's part of why the games were uneven, because they were stretched too thin. And now that their games have started to take into effect and get good, they've been able to finally have the budget that their games deserve. Which I dig. Because you see games like this that are so good, but they're made on a very small budget, relatively speaking. And you think, man, what could they do if they had like a real money? And that's where Greedfall 2 is coming in, where it's like, it's not like a fuck you money, but it's like the first game with an actual budget behind it. So, I'm really excited to see what they do with Greedfall 2 with the actual funding. Like some decent change behind the scenes. And most people have never even fucking heard of Spiders or Steelrising, so that's what I'm saying. The people are always talking about gaming is going to shit. Modern gaming sucks, and it's like, no, the games that you've been playing suck. There's so many games out there like this that are from a smaller studio where they're trying something unique that you just don't pay attention to. And I'm not talking about you. I mean just like in general. They're like, all creativity is dead in gaming. It's like, well, you say that, and then when a game like this comes out, you just virtually fucking ignore it. Okay? So when a game comes out that is unique, that does its own thing, you don't care. So you sit there and say, well, it's always just the same blockbusters. Creativity's dead. But then you ignore the games that come along that do something different. So it's just part of my further point I was trying to make, where a lot of the people who are bitching about gaming being dead are the ones contributing to it being that way. You know, I can honestly say that I also put my money where my mouth is. I mean, sure, don't get me wrong, I've played plenty of big budget games. But as you can attest, I play a lot of fucking weird games that other people haven't heard of. I don't just sit there and play the big AAA releases. I play a lot of indie weird shit. And I found a lot of really cool games that a lot of people haven't heard of just by getting out there and trying some of the lesser known shit. Like Steelrising. I love this game. I think this is one of the best Souls-likes out there. And it, like I said, hardly anyone has ever fucking even heard of it. You know, like I said, or... Thank you, I appreciate it. You know, and my, like, to me it's good... to me it's... To me it's good, because... One, I like playing games that are weirder. Yeah, exactly. I like playing games that are weirder, for one, I like playing games that are weird, just for one. I enjoy them. I like stuff that's unusual. You know, I have weird taste. So, yeah, but also because by, playing these types of games, hopefully I can turn on more people to these types of games. You know, and give these games a spotlight. Because I think games like Steelrising are really fucking good and deserve a lot of love and attention that they don't really get. So if I can turn more people onto those games, then I'm not just playing a game that I love. I'm also passing on the love and sharing it with other people. Even if it's just a couple of people, I'm spreading the love and opening other people's eyes to games as well. So it's a win-win. Oh yeah, sure. Okay, here we go. Another shortcut. This time over here, that makes my life a lot easier. Okay, I got my souls. That's the important thing. Now, let's see if I can fucking... See if I can lure this fucker over here and not get aggroed by both of them like last time. Ah. I will say that is also something I really, really wish that games like these would do more often, is these enemies are annoying and they spin around all that, but at least they actually hurt other enemies. You can kite these fuckers into killing other mobs. And hardly ever do you see a Souls-like doing that, where there's like a big enemy swinging a massive hammer, but you're the only one it fucking hits. Alright, sweet. There we go. I should be able to do this now, hopefully. Oh, I was able to get a sneak attack. Fucking A. Took like half of its health away. Yeah! That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people say that gaming is dying and there's no creativity and yada yada fucking yada. They just don't pay attention to the other games out there that are creative, that do stuff. You know, how many games can you think of that take place in an alternative French Revolution with fucking automatons and a marionette dancer? Okay, and then people say, oh, gaming is dead. Okay, well, if it is dying, it's you fucking killing it. Because you buy Call of Duty for the 15th time in a fucking row, even though it sucks, and you ignore games like this and keep going, and then gaming dies a little bit more. And see, like here, once you get the ability to do the through get new areas, so there's like a good part of revisiting areas, and there's also really good side quests, like actual side quests that pop up on your inventory and for character stuff. These fuckers with the flaming axe. And see, there's just one part of one region. These areas are really big. And broken up into many smaller chunks. So this game is not like, say, open world like Elden Ring, but it is pretty sizable. And instead of doing like a 15 million areas, they chose a couple of really fucking big ones that you're gonna come back to and revisit. And then also the time of day changes as the game progresses. So like you'll explore an area, you'll come back with new tools, and you can find it, a new stuff, and it's like time changes the. Oh shit! Got them both. Tiny dancer. See, and like once you get the feel for how combat operates, it's great. See, like now we're just now getting into the city part of the of the city, the Invalides part of Les Invalides, because these areas are fucking enormous. I think there's only like 8 areas in this game. I think there's like 9 if you count the DLC, but they are all huge and split into many smaller chunks. So, yeah, exactly. This game really, really, really leans into the Metroidvania vibe, though. Like, you get an air dash, like a grappling hook, the ability to do like a stomp kick, and stuff like that. It does, yeah. Oftentimes, in games like this, some of the hardest parts are the beginning. You know what I mean? Because you don't have a reliable kit. Once you start getting better items and a good armor, the games become way more manageable. So, people think, oh my god, this is so hard, it's just going to get harder. A lot of the time, Souls games like these get much easier after you get your shit settled. Once again, further goes back to what I'm talking about when I hear about the wall. It's also something I've thought about making a video about, because I know a lot of people have talked about the concept, but I don't think anybody besides me has put like a term to it and explained it like I have. Like, you just need to keep playing, dude. Trust me. Whereas I put like a solid actual fucking term to it and explain what I mean. So it's like I thought about, you know, making a video about it to kind of, you know, show a unique perspective. Because I love the Souls games, and I love playing the Souls games. Oh, hey, I got a new key. That's great. I can open up another slot. I love the Souls games, and I love playing the Souls games, and I love talking about them, but they've already kind of, in a lot of cases, been fucking talked to death, and I don't just want to regurgitate. I don't just want to regurgitate what other people have said. You know what I mean? That's not what I want to do. I'm going to make a video about Souls games or talk about Souls games. I want to contribute something unique to the discussion. And I've never heard somebody talking about the wall. Like, they'll say, well, just keep playing, trust me. You'll get into it. But they haven't explained it in the way that I've explained it very clearly, and what it means to them. It would be a unique aspect to talk about. I've also thought about doing my Souls-like tier list. And yes, I know that the whole tier list has been done to death, but at the same time, I like a lot of these weirder games. The list is not going to look like a lot of other people's. You know what I'm saying? So... it's also my opportunity to say, hey, I know you played a lot of Souls-likes. Have you played this? You probably should. And honestly, I would recommend it to just people like, not even people who are just into Souls-like games. I would also recommend this to people who like Metroidvania games, because it scratches that itch. I would recommend this game to people who like history, because it's very historically accurate, like, obviously not the robot part, but the actual historical figures and the stuff preceding it is very spot on to actual French history. And there's a lot of people who especially love this period of the French turn of the century France. Like, this is a very, very beloved time period. But yet, despite the fact that a lot of people love this time period, not a whole lot of games set in it. So, for people who like history, you can scratch that itch. For people who love French culture, you can scratch that itch. How many games are even set in, you know, turn of the century France to begin with? So, I think a lot of people might find a lot of stuff to like in this game. They give it a chance, anyway. And I don't even think this game is full price. If I'm not mistaken, yes, this game is $50. I'm not talking about what it is now. When this game launched, it was $50, okay? So... and it was a PS5 exclusive, so they could have been like, well, 70. They didn't even charge full fucking price for this game. And for $50, this is fucking excellent. And I think for like an extra $10, you could get the deluxe edition that had the season pass. So for like the same price that you would get a full game, you get this game and the DLC. And the DLC is really good. It adds a brand new big ass region. Which, like I said, it just adds one region, but the regions in this game are fucking enormous, so... And the DLC is really good. It adds a creepy abandoned hospital. So it fits right in the gothic, fucked up, you know, vibe.
Someone hid upstairs. I just need to find a way in from the outside.
Here we go. Finally, a checkpoint. Here we go. Boom. Okay, grade 1. Here we go. Grade 2 efficient charging. Yep, and then here we go. Boom. Oh, I can upgrade my weapon. Not the fire chain. Fuck the fire chain. Here we go. Falchion Saber. That's where it's fucking at. There we go. Leveled up some. Okay.
It does not work. The steam pump powers the...
And like I said, the main chick in this game, Aegis, she really changes. She starts out very robotic, but she becomes colorful and fanciful. Okay? And not just in like I can't even describe it. She becomes like... She was tutored in French culture and society, so she doesn't just become like more like less robotic. She becomes fanciful, like cultured, sophisticated, recites poetry, and seeing her go from just yes, no to like using like expressions and poetry and talking about the arts and music, she really does feel like she comes alive. And they do it in a way that doesn't feel rushed. So she's a really cool fucking character. And again, in a lot of these games, there is no main character. There is self-insert silent character. So having a character that talks, has a lot of agency, and you see changes the game progresses, is also something that not a lot of Souls games did. And this game very clearly is a Souls-like, but it really beats to its own tune. It's not dick riding FromSoft. You can't say, oh, Souls-like this all the time, because there's not. And one more reason why I appreciate this game a lot. Oh, yeah, I think there's a... Yeah, I've got to go over here, I believe. Can I open this? I think so. Yeah, here we go. The factories. And once you get the grappling hook, it makes your life so much easier, man. That's the first big ability you get. They being able to yank this fucker down. So, or like being able to do an air dash and jump up and dash somebody or fucking stomp kick them. Like, you unlock a lot of really cool new abilities that make the game better as you progress. And I like the fact that the abilities are useful in combat and traversal. You'll use the air dash for platforming and also use it in the middle of a fight to get in the air. You'll use the kick to knock down doors, and also use the Sparta kick some dude in the face. You know, you use the grappling hook to traverse, and also yank an enemy towards you. Fucking DMC style, so the upgrades are dual-faceted, which I dig. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you kick them with force. You can kick their ass off ledges, break down doors. I mean, it makes sense. She's a robot with fucking reinforced chassis, man. Having somebody fucking stomp kick you would suck. And I mean, she's literally, she can kick through fucking brick. Weakened brick, but yeah, so. And there's quite a substantial amount of hope. Too many Souls games just are relentlessly bleak, okay? And they don't understand that in a lot of the FromSoft games even, there's an undercurrent of beauty to the darkness. They're not just bleak, bleak, bleak. There's always a bit of beauty, even in Bloodborne, man, with the, you know, city, and stuff like that. So, this game gets that. There's dark stuff in this game, but there's also moments of real beauty. And like I said, the ending of this game really got to me, but it also carries with it an undercurrent of hope that things might be okay. And it's like weirdly optimistic. And I really enjoy that. The whole point of the Souls games atmospheres, they're supposed to be haunting. They far too often skip out on the prettiness, the beauty. Shortcut, motherfucker! And just like Liza P, this game has a very powerful aura of what it means to be alive. And the difference between living and surviving. But it doesn't bash you over the fucking head with it either. Also like Liza P. So, there's lots of really great stuff in play here. And like, as a fan of history, they really went all out investigating the layout of France, the layout of that. So it's kind of this weird area where it's an alternate history, you've got robots and all that. But it's also very much grounded in reality. You're talking to real people who were alive during the French Revolution. They were really like this. The layout of the city was described like this. So it's very accurate in many spots, and then it's alternate history in others. And interesting how it plays around with that concept. And how, you know, it's very spot on, and also not afraid to be like, oh yeah, this is alternate history. We're fucking robots. And yet it's still more accurate than most modern takes attempt to do on history. Like, they know when they were in office, what year they did, their personal politics. Like, these people researched the politics of the time. They did not just get the fucking cliff notes. So you'll actually talk to people who were alive during this time period, real historical figures, and like they know even little details about the characters. Like, you actually learn quite a good bit about French historical figures through this game. if you want to. Like, you actually, like, they join your hideout and you talk to them and you can actually, like, learn about their backstory. You don't have to, but it's really cool that you can actually sit there and learn about the characters and have conversations. That they're not always putting you where you're gonna get killed. And it's something that even the bad guy, King Louis the 15th, I think, King Louis something. They do a really good job at showing you that he's a human being. He's not just a mustache twirler, okay? Because in the alternate history of this game, they killed his fucking son, which they did. They killed his children, and that's part of the problem with the French Revolution. They killed everybody, okay? So, he's doing crazy shit. He's being a fucking madman, but they killed his fucking son. And in his mind, if you actually look up the history of this king, he has a very, very sad life. His mother and father both died at an incredibly young age from the plague. He lost a lot of people in his life. So, like, to him, the robots are the answer to all modern afflictions. He wants to put people's souls in robots because then there'd be no sickness, then there'd be no death. And, like, he really just wanted to make the world a better place. And then they killed his fucking son in front of him and his daughter, who they were like 8. They brutally murdered his children. They tried to cut his fucking head off, and so he went a little bit nutty. But, like, when you see where he's coming from, his viewpoint on the robots, what he was trying to do, and what they did to him, you're like, yeah, I kind of feel bad for you. And it really kind of struck me off guard because you're expecting him to be this kind of mustache-twirling motherfucker, and there's a lot of nuance and subtlety where you may think, well, yeah, he did kind of go fucking crazy, but you can see where the idea came from. He's not just, be evil, fuck it, like, and honestly, if you were a dad and they fucking killed your young children in front of you to make a political point and they had nothing to do with it, yeah, that would kind of drive me off the deep end too. So it's like you feel bad for him. And once again, it's grounded in real history because they fucking killed his children in real life. So, he brought the automatons about because he thought ideally in a perfect world, everybody would have their soul in an automaton, and there would be no death, no suffering, no plague. People would live forever. Like, he thought it was the future. He was trying to help people. And when he first brought about the automatons, they weren't violent like this. They weren't fucking mean. They weren't trying to kill people. They were helpful servants. It wasn't until they killed his son and he went off the deep end that he gave the order, okay, kill everybody then. Burn the fucking city to the ground. So it's not like they were like some mad scientists. They helped people. And then when they tried to turn on the king, he turned on them. But, they don't just portray him as like an angel either, okay? They show that the country was suffering. He was so...
The steam pump. I will have to go around to get to it.
He was so focused on the automatons and all that, and that he neglected the people. And that's where the unrest came from, and that's where they, oh, let's kill this fucker. So, they have a lot of nuance where you see it from different people's perspective, and it's not just, oh, this guy's good, this guy's bad. And, like I said, at the end of the game, the bad guy gives a very powerful speech. And it's a pretty lengthy speech, but, like, it almost single-handedly turns your perspective on him around and makes you think, whoa, and comes at, like, a key moment. And it's not like, oh, I just forgot what he did. But it's enough to recontextualize the shit that happened in the game, and combined with some other stuff that comes in, actually makes you feel for the bad guy. And even though it's like he's got to go, It's not something like, oh yeah, fuck him, it's good he's gone. Like, it's kind of sad. You know, and they could have made him a mustache-twirling villain. And I really respect the fact that they did not fucking do that. Oh yeah, the wheel. Not really my type, my cup of tea. Doesn't go for speed, but yeah, still cool. And a really cool thing, her other weapons are stored inside of her arms. Which hold on, I'll show you in a second. Another really cool touch. So you can actually see when her weapons pop out of her arms and then go into her arms. And when she switches her weapons, she swaps the cylinder arms, which is really fucking cool. And plays into her being a, you know, robot kind of thing. Just little stuff like that. That shows that they really cared enough to go the extra mile and put in all those little details. You know, and I played this at the time I had money. I had more money than I did now. I had money coming in. And, you know, I'm a big fan of Souls-likes, and I had played Greedfall, so, you know, I'll give this a try. And I was really, really impressed by this. Way more than I thought I would. And really enjoyed this immensely. Enough to get the DLC and pretty much do all the side quests in this game. And, you know, I was like, man, why are more people not talking about this? And like I said, even when people bring up Souls-likes, they never bring this game up. This really, really, really is under the fucking radar. And it sucks because this game has like a lot going for it. Ah, fuck. You know, and it starts out, the story starts out simple enough, you know? Oh, the king has gone mad, he's locked down the city. You know what I mean? Go get him. And it's like a traditional setup, but then you play through it, and the more you go through it, the more deeper you're like, oh, there are layers to this. This is a lot deeper than I thought. I'm sitting here hanging on the headquarters talking to people about philosophy. We're talking about slavery and history and, like, what it means to be a person. And, you know, when they showed off previews of this game, I mean, I can understand why. They didn't show off any of the later parts where Aegis is more of a person. So she was kind of a blank insert. I figured that she would most likely continue to be that, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of a blank insert for the character. And then, like, as the game progresses, she starts talking and reminiscing about her past and having, like, personality and heart. And, like, and you learn about, like, her backstory and where she comes from. And I'm like, oh, wow, shit. I wound up liking the main character a lot more than I fucking thought. They put considerably more time into this than I thought they would. You know? And it's also really good because they don't... they save the best area in this game for the end. A lot of games will, like, leave with their best area and then the rest of the game feels like a letdown. No, like, right when you think that this game is about to end, and you're pushing in on the King's Palace, it is the best location in the game and the best designed. And fucking enormous. Which also is kind of similar to Lies of P. Because, you know, you're like on the last chapter and you get to the Abbey and you're like, oh, okay, I'm nearly done with this game. And they're like, oh, wait, the Abbey is fucking enormous. It's easily, by far, the biggest location in the game. It's big enough to fit, like, several areas inside of it. I remember playing Lies of P, and I kept... getting to the end and thinking it was almost over, and I'm like, holy shit, this place is big. It just keeps going. And I mean that in a good way. It's not like, oh my god, won't this area end? It's like, fuck, this last chapter is really long. Like, they honestly could have split it into several chapters. And it's even completely different from the rest of the game. So it's like, you think the game might overstay its welcome, and then this tower is all like ancient and Roman and alchemy and feels very different from the rest of the game. So it's like it gets this really needed like shot of adrenaline in the last act, where it could have overstayed its welcome and waiting for it to be over by the end. Damn it. Come on. Ah! Oh well, I'm right there. I got my shit back. I almost did it. So, like I said, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but this game has so much going on in it, man. And I don't know who brought it up yesterday. Somebody brought it up. Oh no, we were talking about Lies of P, and I'm like, if you like Lies of P, there's a good chance you like this game. And like I said, even Steph told me he has it in his PS Plus category, and he's never played it. I'm like, come on, man. Hopefully I can get him to try it next, because it really is fantastic. And as I've explained, God damn it, as I've explained before, I'm a huge history buff. So I really love the attention to detail and historical accuracy that's in this game. They went to great pains to authentically represent all the characters and portray them how they would have been in real life. So these people clearly gave a fuck about the topic. Like, you can tell these spiders genuinely love French culture and history. Damn it. And this is still a mini boss. If you haven't, they save the big bosses in this game. Fuck. Come on. Until later on. But they are impressive, like one of a kind bosses. So you haven't seen like a full like main story boss. They have unique automatons that aren't used anywhere else. These are kind of just like regional bosses to clear out the area. Ah! Fucking flame bullshit. Come on. Yeah! Fuck you! the actual bosses for the main story are really elaborate. They're like special robots, like the king wanted to humiliate them. So they're twisted representations of the people men in life. So they're like really elaborate machines that he stuck the people that he despised into it. And it's pretty fucking cool how they're designed. Oh, here we go. Looking spivvy. Oh, yeah. Now I'm looking like a real belle of the ball. Would you do me? I do me. And I love a lot of the outfits and the clothing. It fits the styling of the game and looks pretty stylish. Oh, you little bastard. Shortcut! Yeah! Plus, because this is on the easier side, relatively speaking, it's easier for people to get into Souls like playing this. Here we go. Yeah, I'll do that after I look around a little bit more.
That should work. I mean, she honestly, like, she looks cool as fuck. And I don't get it, people who are upset about playing women and stuff in games. It's just childish. Honestly. Like, if you give me a choice, I'm gonna choose to play a male just because that's what, I'm a dude. I want to play a dude. But I don't care about games that play, where you play as a girl. Some of my favorite games are girls. I love Tomb Raider. I love Metroid. You know what I mean? So...
Bon sang!
Peace. I was given orders to come here.
An automat that talks.
Sup?
Je te reconnais. You're Vaucanson's dancer. I saw you perform in Versailles when you were first presented to the Queen.
See, Lafayette was one of the main people at the time. Like, he's a real person.
I must find Monsieur de Vaucanson. He holds the secret to the tireless automats.
Your creator? Well, that makes two of us. And it seems we've both arrived too late. He must have gone scurrying back to his master. I was only able to find this note written in his hand. It's nothing of any use, though. Only one thing's for certain. Wherever he went, he didn't take his horseless carriage.
That's how you fast travel, basically.
There are machines wreaking havoc on the esplanade.
So I saw, yes. And a little too closely for my liking.
It also, you get a choice over how the game ends.
Just by les Invalides, I saw one take a volley of gunfire, halt for an instant, then carry on as if nothing happened. But no machine, however resilient, is indestructible. These automats must have a weakness. Some vital axle or gear that we can target. I don't suppose you would know, you who share their nature.
No.
Blast.
There are several people who want to take over after the king is gone, and you basically get to choose who takes over after the king is gotten rid of, which changes the ending. So there's like 4 or 5 different endings depending on who you back to fucking take over.
I have been sent by the Queen.
Sa Majesté, is she safe?
Yes. She is at the Chateau de Saint-Cloud. It is guarded by machines.
Machines? What has become of the guards?
They dead, bro.
There are no longer any human guards.
They dead. They died. They're gone.
Troops. He's no better than a rabid dog.
And once again,
The abbot.
with the actual way that it's set up, this game is set up, there's no good choice for who's the ruler. They all have pros and cons.
He knows all about Vaucanson and his machines.
Where can I find him?
He took it upon himself to carry out a well-intentioned but perilous mission. If he's still alive, he'll be seeking refuge at the Société des Amis des Noirs on Place Saint-Méry, not far from Les Halles.
LOL.
Take the key to the carriage. It'll no doubt be of use to you.
No, not necessarily.
I must attend to a matter of the utmost importance.
But more, there's actual pros and cons.
The people in arms are calling for the Marquis de Lafayette as their general. And it is my duty to answer their call.
Like him. You can choose to make him part, like the ruling guy, but he is brash and he's honest. He's integrity, but he's also kind of brash, headstrong, and prone to make snap judgments. Stuff like that. Like, it's not, oh, one guy's good. It's like there are pros and cons to each one. Like a guy who's much wiser, but he's a bit of a pussy. So, like, there's a lot of nuance to the story, actually. Say you're starting to see part of her past. And as you see more of her past, she becomes more and more alive.
Happy birthday, my sweet daughter.
I can't believe it. The dancer you promised me. She's magnificent. You're the best papa ever.
Alors, tell me, will you give her a name?
Yeah, they are. One of the quirks. Well, in all fairness, they definitely go for more stylistic than accurate, which I guess is the best, for the best considering how the limited budget, you know, than hyper-realism. I just love the theme for this game. The Tuileries, see, like, there's a couple of different areas you can go to. St. Cloud, back to the start, but you can't really do anything unless Invalides, the Tuileries, La Cité, which is the main story. And there's, like, a bunch of areas like this. Yeah. Yes. So this game is more guided than many of the Souls games. They'll straight up tell you, here's this region, here's what you need to do, make it happen. Which I appreciate. La Cité. Now it's nighttime. Also, do like it how sometimes if an enemy will deflect your attack, the game will give you a moment of slow-mo, like you just saw, to give you a chance to get the fuck out of the way before it hits you back. Like, basically the game giving you, like, a chance to not get fucked. And it just looks cool as shit. Honestly, so. But I'm gonna take a short break and switch games. I'll be back. Oh, fuck, I didn't mean to record. I just wanted to show you some of the games you could see about what I'm talking about.